Good evening, and welcome back to USC, where our streamer has some stuff on his screen. But welcome back to USC 2024, round of 32. We have a little block this evening of the Californias. We have NorCal versus Connecticut back-to-back with SoCal versus Louisiana. And it'll be myself, this one guy, joined by Mr. iFlame for these matches. That we get to see the full power of North California and South California, perhaps.
Or perhaps we'll see the full power of Connecticut. You know, last year they had 4 players. This year they have 6. They've multiplied their power. All right, they've got extra players. They're ready to bring a fight to NorCal, who did get 3rd place last year. Looking to improve on that this year. They have Fire Rage and Window Life. I believe last year they were missing a Fire Rage, so looking to be one of the teams to beat this year for sure.
Yeah, it's Fiery Rage this year and and Tights in place of Ches Bananas and Trail Mix on the NorCal roster. So one of the most experienced tournament players that you could possibly ever find in Fiery Rage. Of course, been doing this for a long time, a lot. And Heights, who I am honestly not familiar with. Blood is like rank 10k. I'm just assuming that they are a AD ranker that I'm unfamiliar with because I don't follow the 5-digit scene. But that's all that's really all I know.
Yeah, Connecticut, some new additions as well. They've added Ryu, Icana, and Grubcat.
Wait, did Ryu not play last year? Oh my god, Ryu
did not play last year.
That's so weird.
We've got Nomad 4 and Hard Rock 2 banned out.
Oh, that's fast.
Very unusually so. That's what you like to see.
This is our 4th match, and that's the fastest I've ever seen. Well, to be fair, we've had warm-ups in every other match. This one does not, because they didn't want warm-ups, so maybe that has something to do with it. That was crazy. NorCal banning Nomad 4 probably specifically because it's like 5 minutes long, and they just don't want to have to play that long of a map in a match that they're probably expecting to win quite easily. Connecticut, I don't know. Hard Rock 2 is just kind of like awkward aim Hard Rock, so I guess that's why. I don't know. It's just not a map that they're maybe comfortable with.
Yeah, very possibly. They're going for an anti-mod pick though. Definitely an interesting one, especially against a player like Fire Rage, who is kind of known for the precision. And of course, you have players that can pill out those other spots. You know, this is the kind of map where I think we could potentially see Wispy in on the hidden. Is kind of one of the lower ranked players on NorCal, but can definitely fill in for some of these more low AR rating hidden picks.
Nah, but hear me out. Wispy easy.
I could see it. You know, if there was anybody in this match, it'd probably be Wispy. I imagine we're gonna have Tights on the Nomad, Jackson in for Hard Rock, if I had to guess.
Yeah, given the members in, I would suspect. I feel like I would expect Fiery in for Hard Rock, but if they're comfortable running Jackson on this, that's obviously fine. Ryu, Nada, Ikaenia, and a 3rd to be determined for Connecticut. I don't actually know. I apologize. I am not familiar enough with all the players to know who's going to be in for stuff on that team. Take me back to several years ago, where I knew more people from Connecticut before they all stopped playing. Trying to think, because they had. Wait, they didn't.
Three out of 4 of the same players. Only
yeah, but they used to have leftovers, who was like really, really good, and Ryunata obviously was on those teams before he was gone for a year. Oh, it's gonna be easy on Tights and hidden on
Okay.
Wispy. Well, I mean, we got the easy part right, just not who it was going to be on.
Listen, we've gotten easy. That's absolutely all we could ask for. NorCal going with the Overmod, as Connecticut are just running the standard 1 hidden, 1 hard rock on Misted and Ryu, and both teams looking good so far. Obviously, that score bar is going to be a little bit deceptive with the Tights on the easy. I assume it is a 1.75 multiplier.
It's 2.
2 multiplier.
A
Even
2
better.
multiplier.
I
Yeah.
love to hear it.
We usually don't have very many maps that accommodate easy due to the nature of these pools, so it's like might as well give them their bonus.
Yeah. And both teams looking good so far. Connecticut has not yet found a miss on their first pick. This is a map you want to look good on. Your first pick is one that you might have a chance of taking off NorCal if you give up your first pick. It's already starting to look rough, but both teams looking very, very strong so far. Accuracy pretty even across the board, slightly lower for Wispy, but there's the first miss from Misted. And especially with Lights still holding the SS on the easy, NorCal should have quite a solid lead here.
Right as you say that Tights is holding onto the SS, they drop a couple of 100s. Kept the combo alive, but that was very unfortunate timing for that to happen. But, you know, less pressure now, right? They aren't SSing anymore. Still holding the FC. This lead, by the way, is, what, like, maybe 100k? It's not a huge lead. Tights has, like, effectively 600k. So it's maybe like a 150, 200k lead now.
Yeah, it's actually a decent lead for NorCal, and as that score lead goes over,
Every breaks.
they're going to have about a 350,000 score lead. Yeah, Ryu breaks, as you mentioned, and this is going to be a point for NorCal, taking the first pick off of Connecticut, and now they're going to have a pick of their own, and we might just see a 3-way FC here. That'd be a very strong start to this match.
Yeah, I was highly anticipating seeing these California teams as Jackson breaks right at the end. So does Wispy. It's going to be 1 FC at the end of the day. Only Tights will close out the FC on the easy, no less. Ikaenia also with the FC on no mod. But yeah, NorCal almost winning it before the easy score multiplier. Obviously winning it by a decent margin after that is added in. If either Wispy or Jackson had FC, they would have won it outright without even needing that multiplier, which is pretty crazy when you think about it. But yeah, it's a NorCal point. It's 1-0, and that was pretty impressive from Tights. Gotta say, the easy FC. Don't see that every day.
It was. I just love to see the easy. I think we need more easy maps in tournaments. Fire Rage does come back in though, I assume to make the pick for NorCal. They certainly have a lot of options open. I think honestly at this point they could pick just about anything and feel pretty good about it.
Yep. They can pick anything. It's just Nomad 2, Nomad 3. I want to see Nomad 5. I don't know that anybody has actually picked Nomad 5 yet. It's been banned out a couple times. Yeah, we haven't seen Nomad 5 yet. We haven't seen Nomad 4 either. Obviously banned here anyway, but I'm kind of glad about that. This map's just too long. Oddly enough, we've seen 0 DT1. Like, no picks, no bans on DT1 through the first several matches, which is interesting.
It's very unusual. It's going to be a Nomad 3, so a good shout there. And Boss Rush looks like a tech pick.
It's an Amy tech map. You know, not going to be kind of the more modern, like, crazy slider tech. This one, much more about the aim aspect of it. Since it's a lower star rating, you kind of can expect it to not be anything super insane in terms of, like, modern wub sliders. But, yeah, little tech, little aim, some kick slider jumps. This is actually, like, the Nomad 1 of Nomad... The Nomad 1 of Nomad 4s, except it's in the Nomad 3 slot. That's what I'm trying to say.
You gotta do things a little differently here. good luck, have funs in the chat as Fire Rage, Window Life, and Jackson fill out the roster for NorCal. On the other side, we've got Kenya and Ryu back in, and Zivksar, probably how you pronounce that.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure on that one. That is a strange username to try to figure out how to pronounce. But we'll see what they can bring to the table here for Connecticut. Down the 1-0 early breakpoint. NorCal, gotta expect them to be pretty comfortable on a pretty basic tech pick like this one. When you've got Fiery Window Life on your team, Jackson in as well. That's a pretty scary tech roster. Fiery, obviously, incredible tech. Window Life has become very, very good at tech, and it looks like an early break from Jackson. So, gonna be lead to Connecticut to start this off.
Yeah, Ryu is unfortunately going to trade that one right back, and accuracy is going to be a little bit lower for Connecticut as Kenya finds yet another miss. So it's 2 FCs down on the side of Connecticut as Ryu continuing to find misses here. Needs to find some recovery. Fire Rage dropping as well, though. Now it's Window Life up against Zivskar.
Zivsar?
Zivskar.
I don't know how to. I don't know. Somebody send help. Window Life still holding on to the high accuracy as well. Recovery combo is there from Jackson. Ika and Ryu both recovering some combo pretty well, so it's going to keep this relatively close into the last third of the map. Oh, but it's Ryu falling on the cut stream, and Enya right after as well, and that is going to be brutal for Connecticut. That's a lot of unanswered combo now for NorCal and the recovery combos.
Yeah, it's Fire Rage and Jackson who have the recovery combos, and of course Zivksar fending off Window Life here, but not going to be nearly enough as the accuracy for Window Life still very impressive. And as I say that, finds the 100. I'm cursing players left and right today. But should still have the highest accuracy, and we'll see how many FCs we end up with, if we can get one on each team, or if we'll see a break towards the end. I think the map is more or less over if they can hit this stream. The ending is not too difficult. There. Oh, Zivksar.
Oh, no!
Missed the end.
That little cut stream right at the very end. Oh, man, that was like literally 10 combo from the ending. Window Life, though, drops the 1 slider end, in fact, because you'll note that is not a perfect combo, so that is a 1 slider end dropped. Pretty decent accuracy. That is going to be tough to beat for just about anyone. S rank for Ika and Nia, S ranks for both Fiery and Jackson. In fact, a 3-way S rank for NorCal. What kind of happens on a map like that, I suppose. Pretty good score from the team there for North California, though, and that is a quickly consolidated breakpoint for that 2-0 lead.
Yeah, Connecticut have the next pick. We'll see if they do want to opt into another kind of rating pick. Do have the hidden. You don't have the hidden. I'm making things up. As they are both AR9. Not really. Do we have a dedicated redeem pick outside of the free mod 3, or is it just free mod 3?
No mod 1, unironically.
Okay.
Yeah, the no mod 1 is overlaps, is overlap and slider reading. I know it sounds probably pretty weird, but it is the case. Remember, this is not your grandfather's slot pool, so things are a little different here than you might expect them to be. But yeah, the no mod 1 is a dedicated reading pick. AR9 OD10, but quite difficult overlap reading. Hidden 2 is a little reading E with it being AR9 and kind of low BPM streams, but not really. So yeah, it's kind of the no mod 1 free mod 3 angle. And it's going to be a hidden 1. So we're going back to picks. It's going to kind of overlap skill set wise a little bit. 190, 200 BPM, all, not that different there. Some aim and kick sliders and bursts in both. Not a whole lot of. This one's a little more techy, I suppose. But there's still, it's like kind of along the same lines.
Yeah, I think the pick makes a lot of sense. I think generally we're probably going to see teams taking more hidden into NorCal, and I think as the tournament goes on and the pools get harder, we are going to see NorCal kind of trending more towards those DTs, and especially those hard rocks with Fire Rage, Jackson, and Woodsheet as well. 3 very solid hard rock players. But for now, especially in these early stages, they have a player like Wispy who is very good at the hidden and has a high enough skill cap to play these early pools very comfortably.
Yeah, the sorry. The NorCal roster is just like, I don't know. What are they not good at?
It's a little stacked. It's a little stacked. Probably their weakest skill set is hidden, but that's, you know, weakest in quotation marks. They're still very good at it.
Yeah.
It's half a weakness. You know, if you have a stacked hidden roster yourself, you might be able to take a point on it, but you know, you can't just throw out any three hidden players. And apparently, it is Zivzar. The X is pronounced as a Z.
Yeah, Zivzar.
But not in for this one. It's going to be ZFR.
ZFR. Yeah. Known quantity. ZFR. Yeah. Right. USA 5WC player, I believe. If memory serves.
Straight misses with Jackson at the start.
Still got Wispy Fiery on the FCs. You've got Ikanya and Ryu as well. So it's going to be a slightly to NorCal. That accuracy not helping out Ikanya down at 96%. Meanwhile, you've got 99, 98, 98 for NorCal. So it's going to help them out just a little bit. Those combos, what is it, about 30 combo advantage for Jackson over ZFR, so they'll do a little bit as well.
Yeah, and this is kind of a similar trend to what we saw in the previous map, right? They had strong combos halfway through, still holding on to 2 FCs, and it was the second half of the map where things started to fall apart for Connecticut. They're holding strong now. ZFR on a nice recovery, being matched by Jackson. It's all going to come down to that next miss, and it's Ryu missing on pretty much nothing. Now into the next tough section. We're going to need misses from both Wispy and Fire Rage. Connecticut wants a chance to make a comeback here. Although even a miss from Jackson would help out quite a bit.
Yeah, this is a tough task for Connecticut at this point. Only a quarter of the map to go. Lead up to nearly 300k. Still the double FC, Fiery and Wispy, Jackson on the recovery combo. This is just going to be another comfy point, it looks like, for them at this point, unless something really weird happens, but I think this is done with now.
Yeah, seems to be. They're just out of time, and it's very impressive plays from CFR and Ikenya, but not going to be enough as NorCal, they just don't miss. It was Jackson with a very early miss in the first 100 combo. And outside of that, it was pretty much perfection.
Yeah, I mean, it's the one slider break from Jackson away from being a three-way FC. As it turns out, NorCal quite strong. They go from triple S rank to triple S rank. This one had 2 FCs instead of 1, but back-to-back triple S ranks. Pretty impressive. 3-0, just like that, and their own next pick to come. This one gonna get away from Connecticut here pretty quickly, I fear.
I would think so. Yeah. I mean, they could just go back to another. They could go for one of the DTs very easily. A wants them to pick No Mod 5. We'll see if they opt into that. You know, it's a 3-minute map, 3.5 minutes, so they might just be speedrunning this one.
Yeah, I think that map is too long, actually.
They picked, and 1 has been picked. Hard Rock 1. Oh, DT2 is the play. Or Fremont 2.
DT2 is a minute 43. Fremont 2 is minute 44. Nope, they're just picking No Mod 5. Okay, well, I'm here for it. I mean, I like this song. I'm surprised they were willing to pick it since it seems like they're trying to speedrun the match. But this gets this map on the board. Had not been picked previously, so that's pretty cool.
There you go.
What else still hasn't been picked? No Mod 4, but that's banned, and then DT1. So maybe Connecticut last picks DT1 and gets us another map out of the unpicked bin. That would be nice.
We'll see. I'm hopeful. It's a pretty long map. I don't think you want to pick DT into NorCal ever. But if they're feeling generous and want to help out the map pool team, then maybe.
But this is basically just swing alt. It's another somewhat older map. This is like a 2013 Zero Wind map. who big fan of Zero Wind. Really clean mapping style. Sometimes a little bit of awkward aim and stuff going on. But this one has that wing alt facet at 240 BPM that throws a little bit of a curveball at you compared to some of the more clumsy maps that Zero Wind might otherwise be known for.
Yeah, a little bit rhythmic, as well as we have largely the same lineups for both teams, just one substitution on NorCal with Window Life coming in.
And away we go. We'll see NorCal can consolidate that second break point with just a strong roster. I guess no Woodshi tonight, it would appear. Not that it really makes a big difference.
No.
But the only player not present for NorCal tonight. And early break from ZFR on that first little alt double pattern, and Ryu is going to follow it right up as well. So down just like that to 1 FC remaining. Now, fortunately, of course, for Connecticut, we're only, 230 combo into a 3.5-minute long map, so those aren't going to be, world-ending misses unless NorCal three-ways. But never good to be forced into playing from behind from very early on in maps.
Yeah, especially against a team like NorCal, where we have already seen them get very close to a three-way FC on multiple maps, but not going to be the case. Fire Rage is going to give them a window back into it, as both of the Connecticut players that did miss earlier are on pretty nice recoveries now, so if they can hold on to their combos, the score lead should start to go back over very, very slowly. But realistically, they're going to need one more miss from one of the NorCal players to make the proper comeback, and there it is, Wispy finding the next miss, and that's going to be a big one, as Ryu, lowest combo in Connecticut, is all the way back up to 400, and that's going to be sizable right after this break. Score lead should go back over very quickly if they can hold.
Yeah, you've got 3 solid combos for Connecticut. Only Window Life holding for NorCal, so as long as they don't break on these weird patterns as they do, that pattern right there can just get you those kind of longer, what is it, like 6 little doubles in an alt pattern. They caught ZFR out at the very start of the map, and they caught ZFR and Ryu out that time. And it is now down to just Ikaenia against Window Life on the FCs, but Fiery and Wispy on some recovery combo to build the lead out here for NorCal.
Yeah, Ikaenia has a lot of work to do to make the comeback, but there is still half the map to go. There is still time if we do see a miss from Window Life, but Window Life has just been on fire all day. Has second highest accuracy in the lobby, I believe. Well, it does drop a little bit, now matching the ZFR. Fire Rage with very impressive accuracy, as well as all 3 NorCal players continuing to hold and just pushing this score lead further out of reach.
Yeah, and with 3 breaking once again, and there goes ZFR. Wispy does break, but it really doesn't matter very much. You've got just the FC still on Ikaenia, which is impressive enough, but Window Life matching, Fire Rage on a big combo. Interestingly enough, the lead only ever has gotten up to like 130k. This is about the biggest it's been on map, but it's enough. There goes Ikaenia. The FC is gone for Connecticut. Any chance that they had of hoping for a break from both Window Life and Fiery to get them back into this now is gone with that miss. And NorCal, pretty much guaranteed to take this one. I don't see any way of getting 200k score back with the combo that Connecticut has. So this is going to be NorCal pushing it to 4-0 and quad match point.
Yep, and we'll see if Window Life can keep this up. Has not missed so far in this match. Has only been in for 1 map, to be fair. But 2 FCs for 2 for Window Life. Very impressive to see Fire Rage with a very nice recovery, as well as NorCal. They're going to be on match point on Connecticut, as at least 1 more pick to try and fend them off.
Yeah, they'll get 1 more pick here, but, the damage has largely, I feel, been done at this point. I mean, it's 4-0, like, yeah, it's tough to come back from. I don't know, two players under 400k is unfortunately not going to get it done against the top team. And it's no 1-1. Just like that, boom, instant no 1-1 pick. So our wishes for a DT1 pick have not been granted, unfortunately. Very depressing. I just want.
I don't know. I'm pretty happy to see the no mod one. You know, I'm a rating picking drawer, and this is kind of what I expected them to pick after that free mod 3. It seems like their style of map, I guess you could say. We'll see if it makes a difference against NorCal. But at the very least, I think this pick is their best option left up, as we've got Misted coming in for, I believe, the second time this match.
Yeah, I think the thing is with this pick is like, if you assume that they are good at reading stuff based on them first picking free mod 3, it does make logical sense. However, NorCal has some pretty good reading players, and this also has kind of this weird element of like, it's not tech, but like slider aim and slider reading that isn't always present in kind of standard reading maps. This is, it does have a lot of like overlaps and stuff, but it has these like bizarro world sliders that you have to contend with as well, which kind of throw a wrench in the gears a little bit, but we'll see. You never know. Maybe Connecticut has found the avenue to a point on the board here with this one. Maybe Misted was the answer to all their questions this whole time.
We'll see. I mean, I think at the end of the day, right, NorCal is NorCal. They're a very strong team, and so you just kind of have to pick the skill sets that you're most comfortable on and hope that NorCal makes a mistake. And that's kind of the only avenue you have of getting a couple points on the board. We'll see if they can do that here, or if we'll be seeing a sweep in there.
That's a DC, and that's early enough for assuming that's a legit DC. That's early enough for an abort. Yeah, Tights left the match, so that's abortable. That was right at the start.
Yep. In Connecticut, they needed that DC about 35 seconds later.
Yeah, they needed that to be past the time. That was very quickly in, though. That was literally like 20 seconds or something into the map. Maybe 30 seconds. So, saying his PC died.
In that case, we might get another player in the lobby. We'll see if they want to wait, but I imagine with this score advantage, they can probably just get another player to sub in the meantime. And looks like Wispy.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure Wispy can play this too.
Yeah.
I believe they are both reading players, so... with a dead PC, it's like okay to sub in, that's like the instance where subs are allowed on a restart like this. In general cases.
Yeah, it's a grand finals match. Maybe you wait for it, but with how this match is going, get the sub in, get the map underway, and good luck, have funs in the chat. Attempt 2 at No Mod 1.
At No Mod 1. And who knows? Maybe this will be the big difference. Maybe this will allow Connecticut to get a point. Tights would have FC'd, and Wispy does not FC, and Connecticut gets on the board and avoids the sweep. That's some script writing right there.
Maybe
we actually intentionally sabotage Tights' PC.
There you go. Poor Tights.
Now in we go. It's going to be Misted, the first to break. This is such an interesting map. You have these, like, the perfect overlaps and the constant new comboing. Very unique style. Ikaenia going to trade, so it's just Fiery and not even Ryu left as Ryu breaks as well. It is Fiery time. This does not surprise me that Fiery is good at this map, to be honest.
Yeah, this is very much a Fiery map. He is well known for this kind of thing, this kind of, linear gimmick reading type map, and right now has the highest accuracy in the lobby by about 2% and is just off to the races as Ryu find another miss. There is some recovery on Connecticut from Misted and Ikenya, but unfortunately neither of them matching Fire Rage at the moment.
Yeah, and with Wispy and Window Life matching the recovery combo of Misted and Ikaenia, it barely even matters, especially with Misted breaking again there. You can kind of see like some of these weird sliders and stuff, they can really catch you out. There's a couple that are very difficult to read as well. There'll be a circle slider, power button slider, D slider. It just goes all over the place. Yeah, the reversing slider that's like notepad edit slider. I mean, this is some wonky stuff going on. It's going to catch out Ryu as well. That lead is continuing to grow for NorCal. Fiery, by the way, 96 accuracy, and Windowlift not that far behind at just under 96. So good stuff from both those guys. This is a very hard map to act. OD10 on top of everything else.
Yeah, especially with these sliders on Score V2, adds that much more difficulty compared to No Mod 1. Miss it, find another miss, and we are unfortunately out of time in this map and in this match, as I think NorCal is going to be securing the clean sweep. The only question now is, are we going to see a full combo out of Fiery Rage? As is coming towards the end of this map, still holding strong, but a couple more sliders left to go.
Fiery's looking strong. This is the type of thing, like we were saying, like he's super good at, like Susumu Hirasawa stuff, for instance. Just very good at this style of mapping. As Fiery Rage has been playing it in tournaments forever, bringing it on home into the last bit of combo here at the end. And that is going to be a full combo from Mr. Rage himself to bring it on home for North California in what is quite possibly going to be the fastest matchup of the weekend. It is a 5-0 in 29 minutes, in fact, so not even half an hour. You know, Connecticut, like, what can you do in this situation? They put their best foot forward, but they are simply overmatched by NorCal, and that's nothing to be ashamed of. It's just a fact of how USC works.
Yeah, it is the struggle of being the 32nd seed. It has to be one team every year. But of course, seeding is based off ranks. It's not to say Connecticut is the 32nd strongest team. They very well could put up some good scores in the losers bracket.
We will see. I have to check. I didn't have my bracket open. I apologize. I'm unprepared. This is all my fault. So the NorCal gets the winner of Michigan versus Colorado, which means Connecticut gets the loser. And that's the 16 versus 17. And this year's Michigan roster, and this year's Colorado roster, I really don't know what to expect out of the match. It could well go either way. You know, NorCal will not have a hard time with either of those teams, I don't think. But Connecticut versus the loser there could be a very interesting one. Could give Connecticut a chance to at least get one win in this tournament this year. But we'll have to wait till next week to find out about those particular matchups, since those are a round away still. As we said, this was the speed run, so now we've got a little bit of a break, an unplanned break. We have half an hour before our next match of the night. It's going to be SoCal versus Louisiana, which I'm expecting to be another pretty quick one. South California put together a very strong roster this year, so we'll get to see them in action in a little bit. It'll be both of us back here, so hopefully, iFlame, you're looking forward to that one in half an hour. You get to hear my dulcet tones again in your ear in our commentary booth here.
There you go. I certainly am. And like T1G mentioned, we have 30 minutes, so get yourself some popcorn. You know, maybe cook yourself a nice steak with some mashed potatoes, some asparagus. Get yourself a nice dinner and be back in 30 minutes.
Yeah, we'll see you guys right around the corner for that next match.